Hello everybody and welcome to City Update number 21. Today we will continue where we started in the last City Update, meaning that, after switching around and placing all of these modular buildings, there are many spots where we have to kind of change some of the tile work that was on the sidewalks before. So this is one obvious spot where it's not correct. So this tree is kind of in the way of this driveway. We have to change over these stripes to there and to there. And also I want to do something here for this new tuning garage and things like that. And I don't know, maybe I'll start doing something here. But I think this is going to be for a different update. Putting in all the details and stuff like that is probably a little bit too much for today. But yeah, the second thing that you're probably more excited for is I got my first 3 buildings illuminated. So it's these 3. And we'll see that later towards the end of the video. But firstly, let's do the other progress so we can look at that with the bright daylight. And don't worry guys, I have the daylight only shining in the room when I'm recording, and when I'm just looking at the city like this, I mostly just have the light on because I don't want to have any sunlight damage on any of the bricks. If you don't know what I mean, Lego bricks tend to kind of yellow after having too much exposure to sun. You can kind of see that with a few of these white windows, that these are a little bit yellower compared to this white. But yeah, just short little information for all the people who don't know that. And let's start with the city update. So I'll change around some tiles and things like that, and I'll show you what exactly I've done once I'm done with it. So let's go. Okay, I'm back with some new progress, and the first thing that we will look at very quickly is that preliminary fill-in there until we get next year's modular building. I know it's a year is a long time, but when it comes to city building, it's actually not. So I don't know, getting in a different building would probably take just as long. So I'll wait for a new modular, and I think that's a good stand-in for now. I kind of like how these two figures are facing each other. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, but that's just a small fill-in. I can populate that with some minifigures at some point. But yeah, that's just that for now. I haven't tiled this area, and yeah, because I just want to dedicate probably almost a full episode to that, because I want to get enough details in, maybe a couple of trees, and just make it look as nice as possible. So that's gonna happen at some point. Not much to see here, but this street is the main area that I've been working on. Okay, so looking at the progress in this street, let's start off over here. So we have this railway crossing, and we had that before, but we were missing this sidewalk that went over on that side, and we have one of these barriers and 2 of these warning lights. I don't have, oh, that wasn't quite pressed down. I don't really have a good, or I don't have a security barrier for the minifigures, for the sidewalks, but I thought having 2 of these lights on either side, that should be enough, right? So yeah, let's just say the minifigures are very clever, and they always notice when the train comes by, so they won't be in danger at any times. So let's continue on the street. I haven't really changed anything on the left except for taking out one tree that was right there. It was kind of blocking this area a little bit, and I needed that. But that's fine. So it moved over there. Now it's over there. It looks very good there, and yeah, that's fine. Another thing that I did was putting in these small yeah, what to call them, I don't know, small pillars there to just ensure that nobody is gonna enter this pedestrian zone with a car, you know? Yeah, I think it looks good, it makes totally sense, and that's fine. Moving on, I rearranged this stuff, you know, so now we have the stripes, that's correctly. I moved that tree over 2 studs, so that works out, and this traffic light was also 2 studs over, I think, and I had to move that, but it's looking good now. And back there, I kind of also filled that in, so that's all good. And here I also created a little bit of a path leading up to the tuning garage, so that's pretty cool. It's really satisfying getting tile work done because it really looks very, very nice. Like, especially looking at it from a lower angle, it's really, really cool. So that's the main things that I've done, I think. Yeah, that's probably all of it. I'm kind of looking around the city at the moment, seeing if there's anything else. I don't think so. So I would say it's time to turn on the lights in my first illuminated buildings, and we'll have a look at that. So before I show you the illuminated buildings, I just wanted to very quickly show you what I used to do that. So I used kits from Light My Bricks because, well, it's I think the easiest way to get good lighting in, and so far I gotta say with all of these 3 sets, everything was working perfectly, and I'm very, very satisfied. It's really cool. So I got these from the German online shop of Light My Bricks called Illuminate Your Bricks, but you know, it's the same thing. But yeah, this is this is not sponsored. I just wanted to show you what I used. But yeah, really cool stuff. I will continue to use this in more Lego creations and things like that, and especially in my city. So that's the very first look at my 3 illuminated buildings. We'll look at these in a second with less light in the room, so then it stands out a little bit more, but you might think, hey, he said 3 illuminated buildings, but why are there some streetlights down here and here that are also illuminated? Well, if you've been following my city updates for a long time, pretty much ever since I started with this stuff, you will know that I, at some point, quite a few years back, I got some of these lampposts that were modified with lights in them, and I thought that was really cool, and I bought them, and I've been using that in my city ever since. And I think I showed this in my 2nd or 3rd city update on the channel, that I have these in place here, but I haven't really showed it ever since because just having the streetlights wasn't really impressive. But yeah, now I got these 3 buildings illuminated as well, and it's just amazing. I can just say it's looking so nice. As I said, we're going to look at this stuff with less light in the room in just a second, but I just want to tell you a couple of things. So firstly, the way everything is powered is very, 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 very preliminary. So we have a battery pack here. This set came with a battery pack. The other 2 came with USB plugs. I don't know why, but it's totally fine. So here I have a small power bank, just powering that. And here I have, well, yeah, that. Let's just not comment about that. I gotta admit, my aunt, you know, the city is in my aunt's house, so she sees this every day, and she extremely liked that, and we were both like really happy with it, so we directly ordered a couple of more sets for these two buildings and the Palace Cinema. And with that order, I also bought quite a few other elements to join all of these together, to connect them up. And yeah, then I'm gonna have a better system to power all of this. But yeah, let's look at this with less lights. So everything is dark except for these lights. Let's go. Okay, so there we go. Barely any lights in the room, and it's looking fantastic. Just these three buildings and the additional lamp posts. It looks a little bit different in real life than it does on camera, of course. But yeah, it's just really awesome. Really, really awesome. This is something, I feel like you really have to see this in person to really appreciate it, but it just looks absolutely amazing. So yeah, my goal is to get the city, the whole city illuminated at some point. I think I said in the same update where I showed these street lights, I think I said that I will never illuminate my city completely because I didn't want to deal with all the wires and things like that. But I've seen so many great illuminated layouts over the course of the last year or two, and I don't know, I kind of fell in love with it. And now that I actually have the first three buildings in place, it's absolutely addicting, you know. This stuff looks really, really cool, and it just gives your city a completely different effect. And even though I don't really have many like minifigure scenes at this point, it makes the city come to life, that's for sure. And it just, I don't know, it gives such a nice effect, and it's really, really cool. So yeah, I think that's all I can really say in this update. It's just, I could just talk about how much I like this all the time, but I don't want to do that. So I think the next update you can expect to see more illuminated buildings. And yeah, we'll see how that looks. I'm really, really excited. But yeah, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.